everyone, and welcome back for another episode of Silly Songs with Larry, the part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song. I'm just kidding. Alright guys, I am at the moon flow now, so there's a few things I want to go over. Regardless of who you're doing, you do want to talk to all these merchants here. Some of them will give something useful that you can use, so the only real notable one here is this poison ward here. If you haven't picked up a poison ward by this point in the game, you probably should. But for Yuna at least. For everyone though, there is different things. I'm gonna do a quick note on the sphere grid. This magic +4 was an added node. I had to add it using a magic sphere, and this magic defense +4 was also an added node. So that was something that we had to add on. We are getting fairly close to the end. There's only about 2.5 more sphere circle things, if this is called a circle, sphere circles. And then we'll be at Holy, and that'll be the end of the grid. So we're getting pretty close. Now, for this next fight, we are only going to be able to use Waka and Titus. So you want to make sure Titus has Stunning Steel on. That slow touch item that we purchased from Owaka in Luca. So other than that though, it doesn't really matter what he has defensively. With Waka, you want to have, I guess I sold it, you want to have an electric type attack if you have one. So, oh wait, there we go. That lightning strike sensor right there. So that's the one you want to have. Again, for the defensive side, it doesn't really matter. If you have something that has plus defense, I suppose that wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like +5 or 10 defense or something like that. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to skip forward in the video to the actual fight, and I may have to record that a few times. So we'll just see what happens there. Welcome back, everyone. One thing I did forget to mention in the first half of this video, I did pick up a stone touch weapon with Yuna. You want to make sure those stone touch weapons have at least one slot, preferably 2, available if you can. So, alright, so with this fight, if you remember, we do have that Stunning Steel, the slow touch on Titus. This is going to require a little bit of luck. You have to get that slow touch to actually activate on there. You can see they got lucky on this one, a very first try. And then you're pretty much just going to attack this guy, this machine. You can see Yuna's trapped in there. Yay! Great job being kidnapped for the second time, Yuna. And so it's pretty straightforward. Now, when this boss goes up in the water, basically says readying depth charges. We'll see if we can't get that to happen pretty soon. That's when you want to start using your overdrives. And if anyone just gets low, use a potion. It's pretty straightforward. But you do want to use your overdrive. See here, it's going up. It's going to say readying depth charges. Just like that. So now you want to use your overdrive. You want to make sure you get an electric attack with Waka. There we go. So that's going to do the most damage. And I don't remember exactly how much it takes to get it to come back down. Probably something like 500. So, and there it's coming back down. But in general, because it's got that slow effect on it, you do have just enough time really to get it to come back down before those depth charges actually get going. If you don't have the slow effect on it, it is much more difficult to do that. It's so that's something you want to make sure you can do. I don't think using a dark attack is very helpful here. So, but this is the strategy, and this is going to be the exact same strategy. You're using it regardless of which single character only challenge you're doing, unless it's a Titus or a Waka single only character challenge, in which case it should be really easy for you. So, readying depth charges. Pretty straightforward fight here. Now I'm just going to show you this one just using attacks, and it should come back down on this turn. Either that or I'm going to take it. Oh, there it goes, coming back down. So you can see there I did not actually take those depth charges because I was able to do enough damage to it to get it to come back down before its turn. So otherwise it's quite a bit of damage to both Titus and Waka, which is no good here. And remember, you still have plenty of high potions, assuming you're doing a Yuna only challenge. If you're not doing a Yuna only challenge, well, you should still have enough potions or something. I don't know. You make do. This honestly is not a very hard fight as long as you get that slow touch to actually proc and slow down the boss here. So straightforward, not very complicated. You just have to make sure you can do it properly. And then we'll get Riku in the party. So I'm going to go ahead and mention the next place I'm going to pick up with you is right after we get to Guado Salam with Riku. There is a whole bunch of storyline stuff there that we're going to be skipping, but once she gets in the party, we're going to want to add evade and counter to that stone touch weapon that Yuna picked up, because that way she's going to take almost no damage. Well, she's almost never going to take damage, I should say, from anything that does like a physical attack, a direct attack. I mean, there are some things that do physical damage, but not on a direct attack, so but basically anything that tries to attack her directly is going to be dodged and then countered, so that's going to be very helpful. We're not going to sell anything. We're not going to sell like the poison touch weapon that we've been using for the most part up until this point, but now that we have that stone touch weapon, that's going to become our primary weapon for quite a while. Of course, once we get to finish this guy off with an overdrive, but once we get to the Calm Lands, we will get a capture weapon and make one of those with a death touch or a stone touch or something deadly there. So, alright, well, I finished this fight. As you can see, very straightforward, not very difficult at all. I will pick up next video in Guado Salam, do a little bit of customizing, and we will go from there. So I will catch you guys in that next video.